Well, let us see what is the next best thing that Blender has to offer us. With that being said and done, let me show you what I have prerequisitely done for this video. I have created a plane, and in the plane I have created a blue color and I have given the metallicness, full metallicness, and then I have selected monkey and given it a bluish color. And then we will go into the render properties and see what is the next option. The next option is sampling. Exactly in the line of sampling, you get this sampling presets. One is preview, one is final. If I click on preview, it is going to set a number over here, which is going to be for previewing purpose. And if you go over here and click on final, it's going to have the values for final purpose. Then we have integrator. What this actually means, sampling, what actually sampling means is, now in the viewport there is 128 values. From the camera, 128 lines will be coming outside and striking the 3D scene, and it's going to analyze if the point where the ray is touching is being lit by a lamp or not. If it is lit, then it will be brighter color. If it is not lit, it will be darker color. So how many rays should come out of the cameras, that is defined by this parameter, and it is called as sampling. How many samples do you want to project out of camera into the 3D scene? Then we have got this next option, integrator path tracing. Path tracing is one of the most wonderful one-stop shop for rendering in cycles. If you want, you can optimize your rendering by using the branched path tracing. Branched means it's going to flush out all the different materials, and you can give values to different elements like diffuse. Now we are able to see this monkey. There is no shine over this monkey, so we don't need glossy. It's not shiny, so we can reduce the glossy. Transmission, is it like glass? No, it's not like glass. Is there any other material that is looking like glass in my scene? No, there is not, so I will reduce transmission. Is there ambient occlusion? A little bit, so let us keep it there. Mesh light, is my object working like a light? No, so I will click it, keep it minimum value. Subsurface, is my monkey looking like a skin object or a wax object? No, so let me reduce it. Is there any fog in my scene? No, there is not there, so let me reduce it. So diffuse is the only value we can increase, and by this what happens, if there is path tracing, this each and every parameter is getting this many samples. But with the help of branched path tracing, I can specifically say to Blender that use four samples for glossy, use 4 samples for diffuse, but less samples for the rest of the elements. So if there is glass, then I can increase this parameter. So let me show you what I am trying to say. I am coming to the material setting, and here if I increase this transmission value and come over here and remove this scene light and scene world, now it will be lit by Blender scene and world. If I come over here in the render properties, there is transmission. This is behaving like a glass. Now what I can do is reduce the diffuse value and increase the transmission value to like 4 or 8 or whatever the value suits to you, to remove the noise completely. So that's how this branched path tracing works. If there is ambient occlusion in your scene, which is a very necessary thing, AO 3D. So this is how ambient occlusion works. It shows us the contact shadows. If there are a lot of elements in your scene, then you can increase the ambient occlusion parameter, which I mean is you can increase this parameter. If your object is behaving like light, let me illustrate you this with an example. I am going to material properties, and over here I am reducing the transmission, and in the emission I am clicking and dragging this to the top. Now my mesh is working as, mesh means a 3D object. It is working as a light. So if you want more samples for lighting, I will come to render properties and remove this transmission and increase this mesh light to a little bit like 8. So that's how branch path tracing works. Subsurface scattering, if your element is like a wax or a skin, if there is a skin element in your scene, so what you can do is increase the subsurface scattering and your object will behave like a wax or milk or marble or skin. So that's how these things work. And if you want less noise in that elements, in those objects, you can increase the subsurface value by 4. And what happens is this value multiplies with this render value and it's being shown over here. So what it actually means is everything is 1. All the parameters are 1 and only one parameter is 4. So what it actually means is every parameter over here is 128 for diffuse, for gloss, for transmission, for ambient occlusion, for mesh light. But 512, because there is 4 into 128 leads to 512. So 512 samples for subsurface scattering objects and 128 for volume. When volume will come in use is if you have shots where you have used fog in your scene and you want to remove the noise from the fog, that's when you can use this parameter and increase the value over here. So I have found that it can reduce your time drastically, but you need to know how much values should be given. So there is a lot of reiterations when working with branch path tracing, and path tracing is a one sure shot. It will give you the best output. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and share with as many people as you can. And if you want, you can financially support me through Patreon's page. Links will be given in the description. And if you want, you can leave a comment asking your doubts or leaving your comments. And if you want, you can financially support me personally through Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. Number will be given in the description as well. With that being said and done, try to see it, learn it, understand it. I will see you in the next video.
Vega.